What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all, we about to go into a new. Woo, 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 woo. What's up? Your girl Amber here, bringing you all the energy today. Why? It's New Year's Eve. And I would not be in Amber fashion if I did not just bring some encouragement on the last day of 2024. If you do not know me, get to know me. Check me out at Amber Mabry Thrives. I am creating this video today intentionally and on purpose to talk about 7, okay, not 2, but 7 things that you can do. I'm doing most of these today to set yourself up for success in the new year. And if you happen to be watching this video and it's not the new year or New Year Eve, that's okay too. We are live on LinkedIn, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook today, but who knows where this video might land. And so I'm going to jump right into this. I don't know if you're like me, but I get excited about fresh starts. I get excited about new beginnings. And for me, it's not just when it's a new year, it's every new week, right? Every new month. I am excited because it's a opportunity to turn over a new leaf, so to speak, or just to reset. And we all need those resets. And so I hope that the viewers, whoever might watch this, you will take 1 or 2 things from this quick video. I'm hoping to be a quick video to bless your life, to encourage you, to inspire you to move forward and keep thriving in life. Now, if you are new and somehow someone shared this video with you and you're like, what the heck is encouragement? Encouragement is encouragement only the way I, Amber Mabry, can do. It's encouragement. So let me do what it needs to do for you today. Number 1, I'm going to say our number 1. This number 1 is the number 1 of all number 1s, okay? And so I'm a woman of faith. I am a marketplace leader, a marketplace minister, all the things. And so number 1, I'm going to say this, and I didn't put these in my caption, so I will try to do this as I go. But number 1 for today is going to be decide to obey God's will for your life. Decide to obey God's will for your life. If you want to be set up in 2025 and beyond, decide to obey God's will for your life. I'm going to say it again. Decide to obey. These are some key words. If we just break down this one little sentence, it's a lot we can get out of it. Decide. We can start there. Deciding is putting to death all other options, like deciding I'm going to work on my health or whatever else it is. When I decide something, I'm cutting off all other options. And so if I decide that as I shift into this new year, I am going to decide to do what? Obey, which to some people is a cuss word. Obey God's will for my life. You can't but have success. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but you can't but have success when you decide to obey God's will. Now, this is what I mean by that is not taking in every trend and every fad or even every suggestion that people might give you about what you should be doing in any given moment, but really sitting, getting quiet, self-analyzing, praying, processing, discovering, intentionally learning, like, God, what is your will for my life? I don't want to just be busy being busy. I don't want to be just doing things because it's what I think I should be doing. I want to obey your will for my life. And I want to understand what that is so that I could practically have a lifestyle of obedience to God. When we are obeying what God is entrusting us to do, you can't but have success. Now, success, and when I say success, I'm not talking about maybe what the world says success is, but success for me is peace of mind. Success for me is knowing that I'm content in whatever state that I am in, right? If you want that kind of success in 2025 and beyond, obeying God is number one. Now, when it comes to obeying God, you can't obey someone you don't even know, right? So for those who might watch this who do not even have a relationship with God, that is step one. Opening your heart and deciding to allow God to be God in your life. Like for real. Like for real, for real. Not on no church religious type stuff, but just allowing God to have the place in your heart he's always wanted to have, and letting him lead you and you not lead you, it's a game changer. And so if you haven't done that, you can't really obey God without allowing God to lead your life. And so if that's you, then it's just for you opening your heart. And now is the perfect time to open your heart and let God be God in your life, and allow him to show you himself for you. Not for what you've seen or what you've experienced or somebody told you, but for you personally. God is about us having a personal relationship with him. And it's not always easy, but just like being married or having kids, it's not always easy, but it's such a blessing. You want to have God in your life right now, even before you cross over into the new year. You know why? Because tomorrow's not even promised. And so it's not always about what we're getting from God, but it's just the understanding that he wants relationship with us, and how much how blessed we are, how successful we are is contingent to if we are connected to him or not. These are all my seven things. Okay, so if you think your seven things is something else, that's fine, but the number one thing I'm starting this list with is deciding to obey God's will for your life. And if you don't know him, you can't even obey, is having a relationship with him so you can obey him. I'm going to leave number one in a moment, but before I do leave number one, which is deciding to obey God's will for your life, I'm going to read just two scriptures that came to mind as I was making this short list today. Hebrews 11:6. Without faith, it's impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him, anyone who says, I'm going to open my heart to you on this 31st day of December, right? We have to start with believing what he said, which is in his word. We have to believe who he is. Even we don't understand everything. And so much I don't understand, but I just have faith. We have to believe. We have to have at least a mustard seed of faith, y'all. And then he's going to come in and water it and grow it and develop it, right? And so without faith, it's impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to God must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who sincerely seek him. Okay? We seek him by opening our hearts to him and letting him come in. We allow him to be God in our lives, is what I'm getting to. Second scripture real quick, Proverbs 16:3. And this is a scripture I like to use for myself personally, because I am a planner. I am a doer, as y'all see. If you know me, you know. But sometimes our planning is in vain because we're not even committing our ways to the Lord. I'm at a point in my life where I don't have time to just be just being busy. I need to be very intentional and very purposeful with how I put my time out, how I use my creative abilities, how I use my influence, right? All of these things, right? And so this scripture hits home for me. This is Proverbs 16:3. Commit your works to the Lord, and your plans will be established. Commit your works to the Lord, your plans to the Lord, and your plans will be established. What does this really mean? I went into the internet world, and someone had given a good synopsis of what this means, and I'm going to read that, and we're going to go to number 2 on my list after this. What does this mean? It says, this proverb assures us that the Lord is not weak or dependent on man for success. He is fully in control, assured of his purposes, and makes no mistakes. Every human being should try to discover and uncover the Lord's purpose in their life, in his or her life. We should be trying to uncover these things. We should spend our time unveiling, okay, God, you gave me these abilities, these gifts, this this natural ability to connect with certain people, this natural, whatever your natural is, it's a gift from God. For me, it's creativity. Although I went to a wonderful art college, from the day I was born, I would have been creative. I have been making things and coming up with things and braiding hair. I naturally started braiding hair, I think, when I was 10 or 11 years old. I'm naturally creative. I naturally gravitate to people and they gravitate to me, right? These are the gifts and things God has given me. And so I know I am purposed to use those gifts, one, because I've identified them. And so I'm saying a lot to say a little, but commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established with the other scripture. And so as you go into this new year, if you want to be set up for success, don't just make a list to make a board and visions and all this stuff that's really for you. And you have not even aligned to, Lord, I'm going to commit these things to you. I'm going to entrust, God, that you have all knowing power. You don't make mistakes. You have perfect plans for me. And I want those. And the things that I think I want that I'll need to be focused on in this new year, I'm going to even submit those and let you guide my steps. Because I really want what you want, because you have the best plans, the best intent for me. And so that was Proverbs 16:3. I will try to note all of these things when I get time later. Okay, so hopefully, number one, really bless your life, because number one is key to all the other things. Okay, I mean, you can do the other practical things. The rest of the list is more practical, but I definitely wanted to start this list off with, you know, the main thing. Commit and decide to obey God's will. Commit your ways to the Lord. A lot of other stuff ain't going to happen in 2025 or beyond if we're not doing that. Okay. Or it might happen, but we have no contentment. We have no peace, right? It's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff, but there's no fulfillment in it, right? And I will say this before I move on to the next thing. Like, I think for me in my life, I feel so content and so blessed. And it's not because I have a lot. I live a modest life. I mean, the one of the most expensive things I have is my home and my BMW. But outside of that, I live a very modest life. And I'm not a very materialistic person, so it works for me. But a lot of people want success and they get to the top of the corporate ladder, or they have the big home, or all the things that they think success is, which is just material things, but they're empty. You don't want success with a lot of things and be empty. You don't want a mansion and be empty. You don't, I mean, if we even look at the statistics, suicidal rates, people get all this stuff. Look at our stars killing themselves. It's so much going on that if we do not learn to decide to obey God's word, and start really getting focused on, well, what's your will for my life, and falling in love with that and not what the world is teaching us, then you'll get all this stuff and still be empty and not satisfied, still have no peace and no joy and no the things that really matter. Okay, so I want to just hit that home because I don't know who might watch this video, but here are the 6 other things I'm going to hit on, and hopefully these will be practical things you can do today or tomorrow when you get that free day off. I'm all about rest. Okay. But for some of us, if you want to set yourself up for success in 2025, you're going to have to stop being lazy. You're going to have to do some long nights sometime. You're going to have to get with people and maybe do an all-nighter to get some things done, especially for those of us who have littles in the house, right? If you want to be successful, you're going to have to be intentional. Here's an intentional step, okay? Number 2, declutter your desktop, which is your computer. Declutter. I have been doing this for the last, 3 or 4 days, and it is so freeing, okay? Declutter your desktop. Declutter your iPhone or your Android. Declutter it, declutter it, declutter it. Okay, what does that look like for you? It might look like putting a timer on for 30 minutes and say, I'm going to go through all of my contacts. I have contacts in my phone that are from my last jobs, old people from high school, other things that you just don't get to. It's one of those things, if you're not intentionally sitting down to do it, you're not doing it. So declutter. When you declutter your phone, and I had to declutter my stuff, I'm gonna give y'all the real. I had to declutter because all my storages are full. I mean, I have over 15,000 photos, over 2,000 videos. I am a content person and I'm a memory girl. So I'm always gathering, and then I'm a professional graphic designer. So I have my clients' files. It's just a lot. Okay, you may not have all that, but if you take a few minutes, even today, these are practical steps you can do today. If the shoe fits, put it on. Which means if you need to declutter your computer and you're hearing this, take 15 minutes, put a timer on, and go through your desktop, your documents, your trash, right? The things that are on your main screen, and clear them out. You're going to breathe so much better. I am a witness of that. So I have been doing number 2 for sure. Also, your email accounts. Let's talk about those for a minute. Your email accounts, y'all. If you're like me, and again, you may not be like me, but I have personal business accounts. I think I have at least 4 or 5 different email accounts, maybe 6, because I'm in different circles. Okay, I'm a contractor over here for a client. I have my personal business account. I have another account. I have some old accounts that I don't really use, but they are accumulating because what? I have subscribed to things. If you have emails that stay full, and I can name some people I know that got some big inboxes, thousands and hundreds of emails, you know you're not going to open. Just go ahead right now. Put a timer on your phone, 30 minutes, and you're going to go through and click all, select all, delete. You're going to go into your spam, delete, and you're going to come back in there and feel like, man, it's a new year, right? Let's get it done. We are all about execution over here. 30 minutes, clearing your inbox, unsubscribing. This is what I did and what I have been doing, and I will continue to do. If you do not open newsletters or different things you have subscribed to, and you meant well, it was good for that moment, but you have not opened up the last 5 to 10 emails from that newsletter or that subscribe list, it's okay to just let it go. Come back to it another time. Just go ahead and let it go. Unsubscribe so that your inbox is not overwhelmed. Do it. Do it. These are practical steps, okay? The next thing I want to talk about real quick, and this is also in the decluttering area, it's also in number 2, is going to be checking your insurance rates for your car. And maybe I should just make a tag up here so that you guys can see it. Check your insurance rates for your car. Also, your groceries. Finding ways to save money on your groceries, security bills. I'm trying to do this in real time. I'm going to share a few resources. I'm not going to go into detail. If you do want to learn more about it, get your girl up. I'll send you some information or connect with you directly. But checking your insurance rates for your vehicles. Let me put this up. Sorry, y'all. So checking your insurance rates for your vehicle. I'm trying to do that even now. All the phone calls, all the adulting. It just drives me happy sometimes. Watch your words. Insurance rates for your cars, for your health insurance, all those things. This is the perfect time to stop. That's why I say the first is a rest day, but some of us need to put 2 hours on our free day when we don't have to work and do nothing and really say, let me get serious with how much money I'm spending. It doesn't make sense for us to make more money and we don't know where none of our money is going. Some of our money can actually stay at home or be put to savings if we were to change our insurance rates with like our car, our dental, or whatever else. Okay, so do that. Another thing, I have personally saved $96 minimally every single month for my groceries by using certain resources that we have. That for me has been about $1,100 this year alone that I have received discounts for the things I have to buy for me and my family, from our deodorants, or all the things, toothpastes, all the things, snacks, all of the stuff we buy every single month, I have saved over $1,100. So if you are looking for resources to save on the things you know you have to buy, find the resources, connect to them, and use them. Home security bills. I personally moved from ADT to another security system, and I paid $34.90 or $34.49 a month. So ADT, I think I was at like 70 some dollars when I left probably a year ago. If you need to change, just you're going to need it. So it's not saying cut it off. It's change carriers, change services, just switch things over and save your dollars. So the service that I use includes my equipment and everything. Right now, I have a doorbell camera. I paid $34.49 a month, including the equipment in that. Okay, cut my bill in half. Find things to cut your bills in half. Another way to save money, I have insurance as a independent, right? I don't work for a company. This is for business owners or people who may just need some additional resources. Sometimes I do have insurance, but sometimes there's gaps. So I have a health savings card that I am able to use to help with dental and other things. And it starts as low, you can get it as low as $9.95 on up to $49.95, depending on which plan you select. And so for those of us who have families and for those of us who have insurance, but there's gaps, again, finding the resources that you are needing and tapping in. Another good resource that I know a lot of people use is identity theft plans. I have one that our family has been using on and off, and we pay like $14.95 for me, and I'm sorry, $15.95 for me and my whole family. It does like checking for security things for me and my kids. And if you do have kids, do know people, the theft, identity theft situations actually can affect the children even more because their social security numbers are not used. So tapping into lower cost resources is what I'm saying here. Check your insurance rates, change grocery, security, ID theft, all that stuff. If you do want resources that I have or others, just let me know. I will be happy to share. Okay, so going on to number 3. Okay, number 3, and if you are just joining, we are talking about 7 things you can do today to set yourself up for success, not only in 2025, but beyond. Okay, this is number 3. Delete unnecessary people, okay, groups, and associations. I'm not telling you who they are. But if you got some toxic load, overload, you feeling people stress you out, burn you out. Now, if they are your spouse or your children, I'm sorry. You're going to have to pray, process, therapy it out. I don't know. You can't delete them people. Okay. But what I'm saying is if there are certain things you can do in regards to, let's say, social media, you're in a lot of groups, you get a lot of notifications and you're distracted, or you get a lot of you follow certain people who only have negative to say all the time, you may want to go ahead and unfriend, block, remove. And it's no hard feelings. This is social media, right? It's not a big deal. Unfriend me, keep me. It doesn't make a big difference because it's not real life. But you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to stay on this one long, but delete the things that drag you down, that pull you mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, or otherwise. I will say, shameless plug, if you are looking, ladies specifically, on being a part of something positive, I'm going to drop the website for my women's community and platform called Vision Defined Women, where we inspire, uplift, encourage, push you into purpose, challenge you, pray with you, all the things. Get connected to the good, okay? This is for women only. It's free. Learn more at visiondefinedwomen.com. On to number 4, okay? On to number 4. I'm putting this up here in real time because I did not do this before this little broadcast. But number 4, decide to give your best to everything you do. Did I write that right? Yeah. Decide to give your best in everything you do. decide what we said earlier, putting to death the idea that I won't give my best, or that I will be lazy, or I will allow myself to say, oh, I'm gonna try it, but I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. And I'm not saying this because I have arrived. I have days where I have to talk to myself like, nope, Amber. And if you don't talk to yourself, you should start talking to yourself, because we allow everyone else their opinions and their thoughts about us consumers, and you don't even talk to yourself. Tell yourself no. Tell yourself get up. Tell yourself you're not gonna eat that. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna cut this person off because they wear you out. Set boundaries, okay? Decide to give your best. Let me get back to my point because I will go down a whole tangent. Decide to give your best. Give your best. Give your best. That is a real decision. A lot of times it's easy for us to just, oh, I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to, like, if you are, I'm trying to think of an example. I'll give myself as an example. I am a lover of people. I just love giving good energy. I'm so blessed in my life, and I'm not boasting of it, but just to the glory of God. My life is full of love. It's full of peace. I have a peaceful life. And so out of my abundance, I give that out. If I want to give my best, I want to give that freely and consistently as much as God gives me strength to do that, right? I don't want to come on here dry and be like, that's not my best. Okay, so you know what your best is. I'm not going to stay on this one too long, but decide to give the best of yourself to church, family, business, whatever your hands find to do. Give your best. Also, on that note, take new opportunities, right? Give your best to new opportunities. Don't decide that in this new year, and not just in this new year, but in general, because your mindset will set you up or make you be bound. Real talk. And so decide to not live like a skeptic. If you've been pessimistic as a particular person I talked to, he's like, yeah, I'm just a pessimist. You just declared that over yourself. That's I'm just a pessimist. It's just how I am. I don't want you to stay that way. And if you need somebody to tell you you don't have to stay a pessimist, here I am. Little encouragement here for you. Decide not to be a pessimist and skeptic and fearful. This is another one. Don't let fear be your best friend in 2025. Take on newness. Give your best self. Do it. Decide. Decide. I don't know how many times I can say this on this one little broadcast. Maybe somebody need to hear that. Decide. Maybe just your one thing is, I'm just going to decide for myself. I'm gonna stop telling myself I'm gonna do only what my husband say solely, or my kids say, or what my pastor say, or what my boss say. We got all these voices, and it's like, what you gonna do for you? Decide to give your best because you want to give your best, and because God has wants you to give your best, and He's giving His best. Let me not get onto that because I'll start preaching about something. I talked about boundaries. Okay, let's jump into number 5. This video going a little longer than what I wanted to, but it's all right. It's all right. It'll be up for the history, and I might need to come back and watch the video myself and encourage myself, because sometimes I do that. Like, oh man, that was for me. Okay, in another season. Number 5, give yourself grace for whatever shortcomings you had this year. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. People, a lot of us have had a lot happen in 2024. Okay. If you want to set yourself up for success in the new, you're going to have to pause for the cause. Breathe. I'm a big believer that breathe. Just stop and breathe. I'm like, yo, this didn't happen the way I wanted it. That didn't go this way. I thought I was going to be doing this. For me personally, I thought I would make a lot more money this year than I did. Okay. Keeping it 100. Okay. I didn't. Life goes on, right? Wherever your shortcomings were, wherever your roadblocks were, wherever you just went off, whatever it was, give yourself grace, acknowledge it, Accept the lessons you need to learn from it, right? Because that is very important. Grace should go with, okay, I'm gonna give myself grace on this area because I know I'm growing. Here was the lesson I learned from this situation. Now I can move on. So learn your lessons, forgive yourself, forgive others, and move on. Give yourself grace and move on. That will help somebody set themselves up for success in this new year and beyond. Okay, number six, kind of been talking about this throughout. Let go of every dead mindset. I need to capitalize that every. Let me do that real quick. Real time editing. Let go of every. Y'all see that? Every dead mindset that keeps you bound. And forgive. It's really two different things. So somebody might not need to forgive somebody or something, but sometimes the bondage and the things that are really limiting us, we're not dealing with what's going on up here. So if you go through these cycles in your mind where you don't believe you're good enough, or you go through these cycles in your mind where today, oh man, I'm great with my business, I love it, and this and that, and then now you don't know, or your relationships, whatever it is, if it's a mindset that you need to fix and it's not really on everybody else, deal with that. If you need counseling, coaching, prayer, whatever, get what you need so that you can let go. The key word in this sentence really is let go of every and mindset. So I guess there's a lot of keywords. Maybe let's not make a hierarchy of keywords here, but let go is also something I want to say here. Just let go of the past, because if we hold on to the past, we really can't move forward with pulling all the dead weight. So that's what I'm saying for number six. Last but not least, y'all waited for number seven, even though number one was still the number one in this whole list, and it's going to remain the number one. If you don't know what number one is, please go back and watch the replay. Okay. I am going to show this way. Write 5 things you are expecting God to help you to become, learn, or do. Because people are like, I don't want to write nothing down. I'm telling you, personally, when you write something down, it changes. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a psychological major or none of that. What I'm saying is write it down. Write 5 things down that you want to become, you want to learn, or you want to do. Hold on, Cammie. I love you. Give me a moment. My son's here because it's winter break and he's knocking on my office door. Write it down. Just do it. Just write it down. What do you want? Why is this important? Because so many people sometimes they say things and but they don't really know what they want. When you write down specifically, in 2025, I want to. In 2025, I will. And use these keywords. I will. I can. These are all positive words. It's not maybe I will. Let's put some faith in our word choices as well. Write it down. And after you write it down, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Do it. Try it. I put something in my note the other day, and I'm going to end with this, and I can't remember, but I was in a meeting yesterday morning, and one of the girls ended with an inspirational message, and it was basically something she had heard. I'm paraphrasing it because I can't remember, but she was basically saying, you will always meet 100% of what you don't do. I'm paraphrasing. Go back and look on my feed. Basically, if you don't attempt an opportunity, you will 100% be sure that you won't meet that opportunity. You won't even know what it could be because you didn't try. And so for somebody, you stayed on this broadcast or just got this snippet just for this last thing. Write it down and do it. There is never a perfect time to do any one thing, right? There's never perfect times. Just do it. Just try. Just start the group. Just write the book. Just sit and be quiet. Just start meditating. Just start praying. Just open your heart to God. Just do it. Write your 5 things. Expect God. And when he gives you some some idea or an opportunity opens up, or you see someone like me, like, I need to connect with Amber, just do it. Just try. Just try. You will be amazed at what happens when you take leaps of faith. You will be amazed at what can happen in your life. Stop looking on social media and scrolling all day and admiring what people are doing, and do it, because there's some greatness in you that can only be performed, that can only be displayed, that can only come to life if you believe. And if you stop procrastinating, and you stop being fearful and worried about what people will say, and you just do it. Okay? Give me a moment, buddy. Just do it. Yeah, you can. Sorry. Just do it. Do it. Okay? Just do it. So I hope you got something out of today. I really, really do. Little encouragement to end this wonderful year of 2024. It's been a lot that has happened, good and bad, in all of our lives. But guess what, y'all? We here. And for that, we give God glory, because somebody did not make it to December 31st, 2024. Or if they did, they're not in their right mind. If they did, they're in a hospital bed. If they did, they don't have friends, family members, or even social media to be able to be uplifted by and encouraged. But we are here. And so since we are here, I'm always big on saying we are here to be purposeful and intentional with what the time we have, the gifts we have, the abilities we have, the communities we have. And so prayerfully, and I would love for anybody who watches any part of this video to leave a comment. What are you believing for in this new year? What has this video done for you, if anything? And if it's been a blessing to you, share it alone. Give it, pass it, because why? Sharing is caring. God bless you. Continue to stay faith-filled. Continue to stay encouraged. Encourage yourself, and stay around people who will keep you positive, because the days we living in are like none ever we've all experienced. Okay. All right. God bless you. And I'm trying to check comments. I see a few people. Hey, Barry, thanks for joining in. Proud of you as well. Thank you all for being a part, and great things are coming for 2025. Last plug, I will be doing a purpose-driven vision party next Saturday. It will be virtual. And so do follow me online if you would like to be a part of it. It's for free. I'm not sure if it's going to be men and women involved. Men don't normally come into the loop of things, but if that is something that I see of any interest this week, then we may make it co-ed. I will note what you'll need to bring. This is going to be virtual. We will be making the boards virtually. We will have conversations and encouragement as we launch into January. So if you would like to be a part of that, let's do it. Vision is purpose driven. Okay. Vision party. Purpose driven, meaning we not just slapping, I want a Lamborghini. Honey, your work ethic and all the other things show you ain't getting no Lamborghini in 2025, okay? Nor should that be your goal, because that doesn't align with your purpose that God has for you in this season of your life. But let me not get into it right now. If this sounds of any interest to you, please follow my social media, send me a direct note, and we're going to do this. We're going to continue to do everything God has purposed us to do. Amen. God bless you. God bless your dreams. 2025 will bring challenges just like 2024 did. Okay. But we are here on purpose, with a purpose. Let's give God glory with everything that He has given us: our talents, our time, our health, our abilities, our communities, our influence, and our increase. Have a great rest of your day. And Happy New Year! Woo, woo, woo.